Is there any incident in sports more upsetting than a superstar being exposed as a cheater? Allegations of cheating that have been shown to be true have brought some of the biggest names in sports to their knees. In this video, we will discuss the top 10 athletes that got caught cheating. Before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Number 10. Barry Bonds, baseball. Barry Bonds was one of baseball's brightest players, but he was implicated in what may have been the worst steroid scandal in sports history. This happened after Bonds broke the record for the most home runs scored by a player, a record that still stands today despite the fact that he was later proven to have used drugs. He was discovered to have used steroids to improve his performance, just like other well-known athletes like Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. Some still hold Bonds in high esteem as one of the best players in history, while others now look down on him because of his usage of performance-enhancing substances. Number 9. Diego Maradona, soccer. Despite being one of the greatest goal scorers in the annals of professional soccer, Diego Maradona's most illustrious strike wasn't even eligible for credit. England and Argentina were playing in the 1986 World Cup quarterfinal. In the second half of a scoreless match, Maradona moved in behind the English defense, jumped over the goalkeeper, and deftly punched the ball into the goal with his left hand. Since there was no system in place to review the goal at the time and no referees observed the handball, the goal stood. The match was ultimately won by Argentina, who also went on to win the World Cup a few weeks later. The aim earned the moniker Hand of God after being attained. Maradona was not caught at the time, despite the fact that we now know he cheated to achieve that historic goal in 1986. If you don't get caught, it doesn't count as cheating, right? Number 8. Tonya Harding, figure skating. Since Tonya Harding's story is the only one on this list to have resulted in an opponent's injuries, it is without a doubt the most serious. It was Nancy Kerrigan, whom Harding faced up against in the 1994 U.S. Figure Skating Championships. However, Kerrigan had to leave after being attacked after a rehearsal. It turned out, discovered that Harding, along with 3 other people, including the assailant, Shane Stant, had plotted the attack, despite the fact that she maintains she did not. Harding received a severe fine, 500 hours of community service, and a 3-year probationary period. She received permanent ineligibility for USFSA tournaments. Number 7. Hansie Cronje, cricket. We now move on to the sport of cricket. Hansie Cronje was a hero in his own South Africa. Following the end of apartheid in 1991, the Rainbow Nation returned to Test cricket in April of the following year. In their first game after their break, Cronje made his Test debut. 2 years later, he was named captain, and he retained that position until 2000. He was ranked as the 11th best South African of all time in a national poll conducted in 2004. Yet 4 years prior, he had been disqualified from playing cricket for taking money from unregistered bookies in exchange for information and match fixing. Cronje was permanently barred from playing cricket once it was discovered that the recording, which also named 3 other players, had been made. 1 year later, at the tragically young age of 32, Cronje perished in an airplane tragedy. Number 6. Sylvester Camouche, horse racing. The incident of Sylvester Camouche is possibly the most egregious incident of cheating on this list. Therefore, it is not surprising that he was discovered relatively immediately. It happened on a very cloudy day at the Louisiana racecourse Delta Downs. Camouche would triumph easily by 24 lengths, but there was a problem. The true narrative soon became apparent, since many of the riders said that they had never witnessed Camouche pass them during the race. Sylvester Camouche won a horse race in 1990 by an absurd margin thanks to a dense fog cover. The mile-long race was launched by seasoned jockey Camouche, who immediately reined in his mount as it vanished into the mist. He sat in the dense haze and waited for the race to turn around before charging towards the finish line. The jockey came within a hair's breadth of the track record, and it would have been a brilliant move if he had been riding Secretariat rather than Landing Officer, a 5-year-old bay with the odds of 23-1. Camouche was subjected to a 10-year ban from horse racing in the state of Louisiana as a result of that tiny little flaw in the plan. He still insists that he did not cheat. Number 5. Boris Onischenko, fencing. At the 1976 Olympics in Montreal, Boris Onischenko participated in the modern pentathlon. Due to his silver medal from the last Olympics, he was one of the favorites for the competition. But by the time the competition was over, he had lost his reputation for cheating in the fencing event. because he had a device attached to the epi that allowed him to just click a button to increase his total number of hits. He thereby received a hit without even making contact with the ball. The British team discovered that he wasn't receiving true hits, which foiled his plan, and he was disqualified following an investigation. In the press, he was referred to Onischenko and Boris the Cheat. He reportedly received a personal reprimand from Soviet leader Leonid Brezhnev after being summoned before his 2 months later. His exclusion from the sport was for life. He lost his rank and his accolades, and he was purged from the Communist Party. Number 4. Tom Brady, NFL. Tom Brady is a hero to millions of New England Patriots supporters worldwide and an all-American boy. This one had to be mentioned because it is still a contentious issue. In the AFC semifinal game against the Colts, did Tom Brady really deflate the footballs? His performance statistics since taking over as the Patriots quarterback in 2001 cannot be explained by cheating. A 217 and 63 regular season record, 536 touchdown passes, and 6 Super Bowl victories. These figures cannot be attained only through dishonesty. Brady is the party most directly affected by this incident. In case you forgot, the NFL charged Brady and the Patriots with using slightly underinflated footballs in their 2015 AFC Championship victory over the Colts in a scandal that came to be known as Deflategate. If Tom Brady was really innocent, why would he destroy his phone mere hours after the game ended and the ball deflation allegation became viral? Brady initially prevailed in court but was nonetheless given a 4-game suspension at the start of the 2016-2017 season after the Supreme Court ruled in the NFL's favor. Number 3. Ben Johnson, Athletics. Ben Johnson of Canada is arguably one of the most well-known cheaters in history, since he used fraud to win the 100-meter Olympic gold medal. His performance in the 1988 Olympic final in Seoul stunned the entire world by cutting over half a second off the previous record as he easily won. But it didn't take long for the contest to spark a heated debate. It was discovered that one of his samples contained the illegal anabolic steroid stanzolol. Carl Lewis received the award, and he was given a 2-year penalty. Johnson returned, but in 1993, a subsequent positive test result resulted in a lifetime suspension. Number 2. Fred Lorz, Marathon. His account of the St. Louis Olympics in 1904 is fascinating, though. Fred Lorz chose to participate in the Olympics in St. Louis after placing 5th in the 1904 Boston Marathon. He crossed the finish line first in the Olympic marathon, but was later disqualified for using a car to get him around part of the race. Thomas Hicks won the race after his cheating was exposed, and he was permanently disqualified by the AAU. However, this prohibition was immediately lifted, allowing Lorz to run in and win the 1905 Boston Marathon. He kept running in the Boston race through 1908, coming in 6th. In his early years, he passed away from pneumonia. Number 1. Lance Armstrong, Cycling. Without question, Lance Armstrong is the most well-known and successful cyclist of all time. All along, Armstrong has been using blood doping. Increasing the body's supply of red blood cells in order to enhance sports performance is known as blood doping. Armstrong took performance-enhancing substances throughout his career, the USADA determined in 2012. As a result, Armstrong was given a lifetime ban in addition to losing all 7 Tour de France victories. Any lingering questions about his guilt were put to test when he famously admitted it on Oprah. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.